Comfort zones are a beautiful place. I won't lie, but there's nothing ever grows there. You know the routine, you know the faces, you know the rules.
Yeah.
But nothing shakes you there in that area. What if safety is costing you your growth?
It is.
Maybe it's that job that you have been showing up for years. It pays the bills, but you just keep getting lost.
Yeah.
In that. I want to know what exactly you think you have outgrown, but you're still there.
But you're still
there.
I think that one is tricky. I think that one can be relationships and friendships the most, and maybe a job. Nah?
Yeah.
Nah?
Maybe it could be that car that's costing you every time with the mechanic there, but you're still holding on to it.
This one I liked, and I'll tell you exactly why I like it. I will elaborate, right? Back in the day, or maybe even now, some people still do it. I don't know, but we'll get into it. Perfume used to be rubbed into wigs.
They never used to boss.
Is that why they used to do
That's
that?
why they perfume their wigs to
No.
cover the odor.
No way.
It was for that specific.
Okay,
So
how
it
long
wasn't
how
because
long
they
ago
were
is this?
clean.
No.
How long ago is this? 1800s.
This was the Victorian era.
So the 1800s.
Back
1800s.
then.
Nah, come on, there were no showers back then, so it kind of makes sense.
No, guys, there must be a way. You must make a plan.
That's what they were doing back
Here I am thinking they were so clean that they even wanted to make sure that their wigs smell good.
No,
But
you
they were
just see it in the paintings
oh,
and the photos. You think everybody was clean
was
back
proper.
then. No.
My goodness.
Stereotype Olympics. I love how you put it. Stereotype Olympics, which is just hilarious. Who gets hit the hardest?
It's an extreme sport, I think.
Roberto's off the top of his head. It was like Nigerians.
One time. Those that aren't Nigerians that look Nigerian catch the strays.
Like catching the
I'm
strays.
speaking this from a place of experience.
Yeah.
Because they'll look at me like, Chief, you are not Niger. You're not one of
like,
them.
no,
and the
I'm
minute
not.
I walk in, I'm like, Chief,
Personally.
you're here taking our jobs. You're here taking our women. So there's always negative connotations. But
And there's this thing of saying Nigerians are taking. What are they doing? Are they winning? Like, how? What are they doing to take all
money.
these women? I
It's
mean,
the
they must,
It's money.
they must be winning.
Now it turns into jealousy as opposed to a
So
stereotype.
if you didn't have money, this 10 will be mine.
100%. You're in the
But
way
right
of me
now, I'm
accessing
getting
the
a
10.
5.
Not a 5. When it comes to the stereotypes at home, what are they? Because I know that Xhosa women are constantly...
Zulu men.
Zulu men.
Zulu men is
Xhosa
number
women. What else is
Zulu
there?
men.
What's
Xhosa women.
Xhosa women is it's man,
Yeah, Xhosa
Yeah,
women,
it's money.
it's money.
Zulu men is what?
And Xhosa men, it's lies. That all they do is lie.
Hey, what a combo.
As soon as you see a taxi driver, just immediately
Abi.
think this guy is Zulu. And then there's vendor man. What's vendor man? Because they're also somewhere up there.
What was the stereotype with the vendor men?
They're gifted. They're gifted.
Oh, they gifted.
Yeah, they're
oh,
gifted.
they have 3 legs. Okay.
Yeah.
But the quiet ones is the Tswana people. We never hear anything from there. What's going on?
You're allowed. 20 people. Yo, 20 people are allowed, bro. Yo.
I think it's more also on our colored people. Where
I was gonna
we
go there,
are-
yeah.
Where we are constantly now making sure that there's always a connotation
Look
we're
at
linked
Feroza
to them.
smiling on the side and thinking,
It
I knew
is.
you'd come for my
You
people.
understand? Because I
I'm
feel
sorry,
like
but-
that's where we do take it a tidbit too far, because it's like steercom. Like clearly this person
Your
has a knife, and at some point I can't have a decent argument with you because you will
No,
take out
guys,
a knife
even
and stab
them,
me.
like-
Petty men, bomme. So
Oh,
they
petty
need
men.
to consult with their mothers for everything. Before he even gives you 5 rand, he needs to tell his
He
mom
needs to make
first.
sure.
And he-
Guys, petty man, you need to stand up and
Stereotypes.
talk. Yeah. The name is Ronny J. Drizz, extraordinary DJ. One more time, coming through to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It's Mayhem Fridays, ladies and gentlemen. And it's time just to hit that's just to get a little bit deep on something like today's quote, man. It says, comfort zones are a beautiful place. I won't lie, but there's nothing ever grows there, and let's be honest, comfort zones, they feel good. I feel good.
They're
I won't
comforting.
lie. Yeah, you know what I mean. And you know the routine, you know the faces, you know the rules.
Yeah.
But nothing shakes you there in that area, man. But what if safety is costing you your growth?
It is.
And what if the thing that's keep calling peace is actually the fear of dressed up as a routine?
Yeah.
That you think, I'm in the safe zone, I'm
in the
going to do
safe
this
zone.
routine and this is what I do. Maybe it's that job that you have been showing up for years. It pays the bills, but you just keep getting lost
Yeah.
in that,
Yeah.
for a very long time. Or maybe it's just a relationship that you feel familiar with, but deep down you just it's no longer feeding your soul. So the question is the soft side good for you? Is there growth for you there?
not.
It's not.
It's not good for you. And I'm speaking from experience. Comfort zones are safe, right? Because there's a sense of stability and
Exactly.
and it's very familiar. However, I relate so much to the job side of it, where I was in a job for 6 years. So you can only imagine the amount of comfort I was feeling there, the routine. Every day I'm waking up, I'm doing the same thing. Nothing new is challenging me, So I feel like take that risk and get out of the comfort zone, and you feel more alive when you actually take these risks. You feel like you are doing something with your life.
Yeah, exactly, man. So Bogart once said, comfort zones are beautiful places, but nothing ever grows there.
Nothing at
gentlemen,
all.
I don't usually do this, but I'm going to read a quote from the Bible as well. It says Isaiah 43 verse 19 says, let me go here actually, behold, I will do a new thing. Now it springs forth. You do not perceive it. I'll make a way in the wilderness and a river in the desert. So I mean, sometimes you gotta trust in God, man. You gotta trust in God. Yeah, exactly. And just do what the passion. Just do what the passion. You know what I mean? He's gonna make a way. He's gonna make a river in the desert, and he's gonna make a path in the wilderness. It's always like that. Because sometimes you're afraid because you can't see the way.
You can't see the vision.
You can't see the vision. You can't see whatever. But just trust in the process.
Trust.
And just trust in God.
Trust.
Definitely, He's got you, man.
Yeah,
man. So, just to add on, and just a question to you: what's the one thing you've outgrown but still haven't left it? That's the question. Head over to the Bogart Man tab. I want to know what exactly you think you have outgrown, but you're still there.
But you're still there. I think that one is tricky. I think that one can be relationships and friendships the most, and maybe a job. Nah?
Yeah.
Nah?
Maybe it could be that car that's costing you every time with the mechanic there, but you're still holding on to it.
You're still holding on to
I'm telling people
all
do that.
things. That's true.
People hold on to things that's costing.
Hold on,
it costs you, and then you finally just like.
Let me just let it go.
Come on, man.
Let me just let it go.
But personally, I don't have a story like that because I let go of things quick, man.
That's a good thing to have.
Yeah, it's a blessing, eh?
It's a blessing. The ability to let go of things so quickly is such a blessing. Some people, including myself, it takes me a while. Hey, it takes me a while to even throw things away, and I'm not a hoarder.
Oh, you're one of those hoarders.
But I'm not a hoarder, but to just throw something, because I always want to find the use for it. I'm like, do I have to really throw this thing? Maybe I can put my jewelry in here.
I'm not that guy. I'm more of like the use kind of guy. Is it working right now? And if it's not working, then it's like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's just let it go. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, man. Download the BogartRadio app. And shout out to everybody who's tuned in from wherever you're tuned in from. Shout out to everybody in the Bogart main shop, stores, Bakersford. I see you. Also, Sun City, I see you as well, man. And the airport. Oh man, those guys are our tumble.
Shout out.
Loving it. Shout out to the warehouse guys as well, man. They're always holding us down. Trying to. When they give us the drip and everything, they dress us up just to look good on the camera and everything else, man. Shout out to everybody who's tuned in. So right, it's the Bogart Morning Show once again. When we come back, we're gonna have some fascinating facts. Did you know?
You are still tuned into Bogart Radio, where the vibes are real and the laughs are loud. Guys, we're constantly dropping you with Did You Know facts, increasing your knowledge, nyana, ne?
Yeah.
This one I liked, and I'll tell you exactly why I like it. I will elaborate, right? Back in the day, or maybe even now, some people still do it, I don't know, but we'll get into it. Perfume used to be rubbed into wigs. So back in the imagine that.
That is the most strangest thing.
Right. I don't know, man, because hygiene was actually such a priority. So after washing your hair and doing everything, people would actually put perfume on the hair so that it wasn't just about smelling nice as well, because remember,
like a shampoo, because sometimes you put on a shampoo that really smells nice.
Smells amazing. I think that is so important, because remember, wigs are made from, whether it's human hair or horse hair or fiber or whatever that is used to make the wig. So at the time, it wasn't cleansed as often.
Have to burst your bubble here.
It bursted. Let me hear.
They never used to bath.
Is that why they used to do
That's
that?
why they perfume their wigs to cover the odor.
No way.
It was for that specific.
Okay,
So
how
it
long
wasn't
how
because
long
they
ago
were
is this?
clean.
No.
How long ago is this? 1800s.
This was the Victorian era.
So the 1800s.
Back then.
Nah, come on. There were no showers back then, so it kind of makes sense.
No, guys, there must be a way. You must make a plan.
And also,
No,
scent-
like I'm so what?
scent was also a thing of status because only the wealthy people could afford scented clothing,
Of course.
scented wigs.
Yeah.
So the way you smelled also let people know where you stood in society.
Really?
Yeah.
Also, the cleaner you are, the
Yes.
higher you are, the more money you got.
So they would just use the perfume to practically hide like the odor. Is that not
Yeah,
what
they
it
wouldn't
is?
wash their hair. They just
No, in the 1800s, people
Sure.
would bath like once a week. So I've heard.
So you've heard, right?
Because I
That
mean,
is
the
so
water wasn't
tricky.
like that, like, you know, and it was surprising.
They also
They're
didn't
very
believe,
surprising.
like they didn't really understand bacteria, germs. You know that
Oh.
didn't
That
exist
whole
to them.
thing wasn't a big deal for them, right?
Yeah, they had no idea.
And the
Even,
knowledge, fair.
exactly.
Fair that you actually need to take it. Wow.
That's
Wow.
interesting.
This must come back though. I still feel that you know, us with our wigs, we love our wigs. Let's spray our
Okay,
wigs.
there I was
you know?
thinking, yeah.
Let's
That you shampoo your hair, it's got this, it's got a nice smell. But it does sometimes, you know, you get one of those 2-in-1s or 3-in-1s shampoos.
Oh, men love the what in ones.
yeah.
Yeah, because it takes care of
You can
the
wash
things
your
at the
hair
same
And wash
time.
your body. Okay.
I never get those though.
I also
And
don't
they use
get
it as an
those.
aftershave as
And
well.
an aftershave, and it has to
Yeah, the
yours.
aftershave.
Now it's
'Cause
multifunctional.
Most people, when I meet them, they were like, "Oh my god, you smell nice."
Yeah.
What aftershave have you used? I'm like,
Okay.
I didn't.
I didn't use anything.
It's it's called a Bogart man perfume. You can
Yes.
go get them in the store, and they cost this much. you
Yeah,
know?
nice,
Yeah,
nice.
and they're actually very good. Hey, we've
Nah?
actually got different different ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I will explain all those when we get back to it. But I did not know that in the 1800s, that's what they were doing back.
Here I'm thinking they were so clean that they even wanted to make sure that their wigs smell good.
No,
that
you
they were
just see it in the paintings
yeah.
and the photos. You think everybody was clean
was
back
proper.
then. No.
My goodness.
It's the Bogart Morning Show, and the name is Ronny J. Drizz, extraordinary DJ. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We are here with nothing but fantastic conversations and incredible music.
Yes, listen, guys, don't forget to download the Bogart Radio app wherever you are, whenever you can. Now, let's dive into this movie called Mzansi, right?
I'm telling you, it's a whole movie with
It's a whole
directors,
movie.
cast, costume designers,
Listen.
and extra people, like
And-
extras inside.
Like
It's incredible.
even when I'm also trying to understand and dissect it, I'm like, wow, this is quite interesting. So for those who don't know, there's a lot of opposition parties versus the police minister Usenzo. So police minister Usenzo Mchunu is under fire for not not from criminals but from parliament. Right, so multiple opposition parties, DA, EFF, MK party, they've filed criminal complaints accusing him of lying in parliament and being connected to people allegedly involved in capturing SAPS from inside. So how I look at this is that, you know, this is now Umkwanazi, who I call Batman, John Wink. Listen, even
Where's
on
the
Twitter, he has so many nicknames out there.
Our Batman.
You know, our
it's high
Batman.
time. It's high time we need a Batman.
You know,
in
our
the city of
captain.
Johannesburg, man. High time.
That's practically what's going on, and he is practically saying that he will die for the badge and he will stand to make sure that all of this is revealed. And yeah, he was practically saying that a policeman and a criminal cannot be friends. That's practically what he was saying.
Yes.
Bottom line of
can't be
this,
friends, yeah.
we can't be friends, you know. So this is not just a political thing now, you know. There are receipts when
Nah, it's no longer. It's beyond
it's
politics.
beyond.
So
It's
in
beyond
March,
politics now.
right?
in March, Mchunu stood in parliament and told them that he didn't know this underworld figure named Brown Mohotsi.
Yes.
And then on the 9th of July, he told the public that he did know him as a comrade. So someone picked that up. They're like, hey, your story's not adding up.
It's not adding up now.
When you said in parliament that you don't know this guy. So as the police minister, why
People
are
will fetch you, eh? People got receipts.
Yeah, so there's receipts that are coming out. So the DA started it. They opened a case for fraud and misleading parliament. So basically they they were like, hey dude, you were
Yes,
lying in parliament.
you're
So the
lying.
MK party followed
Followed.
then the EFF followed also,
our
and then
besties.
Action SA.
Yeah.
Okay. Where's the ANC on all this? But okay, they're quiet.
Yes,
Okay.
that's the problem.
That
Obvious
is what
reasons.
we were about to say. That
Obvious
why
reasons.
hasn't
That's actually the problem. President Cyril Ramaphosa
hasn't said anything.
Yeah.
I'm not laughing. I'm just, yeah. Okay, so funny enough, this guy I'm going to match all the traits for a superhero, because superheroes they don't do it for the money, they don't do it for anything. They just want justice and
They
they
just
think
want
what is
justice.
right.
Yeah.
Look what he caused.
Yo.
Yeah, hey? Just
Yeah.
one press meeting with the press.
Yo.
Then boom, it's all there. So the DA opened a case, like you say. The MK party accused him for lying. Yeah, Action SA joined the protest, and now Parliament has now tasked 3 committees to urgently investigate.
Yeah, people are calling for him to be suspended while the
Yeah.
investigation is ongoing.
Yeah, because
Yes,
most
yes.
people are saying we can't accuse you of something and then we open a criminal case against you, and then you're still in
still
the
in power.
system and you're still in the power and you can tamper with the evidence and you're still
You
doing
can.
it. Doesn't make sense.
You can.
You can't tamper with evidence, so at least you gotta be removed or something from that so that you don't tamper with evidence.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah,
I don't
no, it's
know.
fair. It's fair. I think looking at it like that makes sense, And I must say that shout out to, South Africans for standing with Mkhwanazi, and for those who are standing with him now and making sure, because I think I've seen something even Botswana was saying they're standing with him. I think I saw a few videos on the internet where Cape Town was also, I won't say protesting, but in a way saying we
really?
stand with him. Yeah. So people were taking it to the streets and everyone is saying, listen, we're not even going to wait for something to happen to him for us to say that we stand with him, but we stand with him now to make sure that if you guys touch him, and people are even saying, listen, you touch him, Konazi, we're going to loot. Imagine that.
Oh, they're gonna lose.
You touch him, we are threatening looting. So,
Wow.
I think that the support is quite phenomenal. It just shows that, we are still a people.
Yeah, man, it's incredible, man. Let me hear your thoughts on the BogartRadio app, ladies and gentlemen. I just wanted to speak about the Jay-Z fallout with Nicki Minaj. So Nicki claims that she's owed money from when Jay-Z sold Tidal, the streaming platform where she says she was promised some stock. She tweeted that she will use alleged unpaid money to help her fans pay for college through her charity. No official response from Jay-Z or Tidal as yet.
Remember how she used to push Tidal,
Yeah.
even in all her music?
She used to. A lot.
Yeah, eh?
A lot.
Yeah, she used to push Tidal, and Jay-Z also used to push Tidal, but now they sold it, and yeah, it's all the. I'm under the impression
Yeah.
that Jay-Z is still under Tidal as well.
Yeah.
I'm still under the impression.
Yeah.
But hey, this. Besides the money, I think this beef has been going on for too long with Jay-Z.
100 mil. What do you mean besides the money? It's more than 100 million she's claiming is
Yeah.
owed to
Yeah,
her.
I think besides the money, but Nicki Minaj has always been after Jay-Z and Beyonce and the whole crew and the Rock Nation,
Yeah.
And it makes sense. It
But
kind of makes sense.
she's only honestly just gunning for Jay-Z. She hasn't even said anything about Queen Bee. She hasn't said anything about.
Is it?
She's mostly gunning for Jay-Z, and then
Because
obviously
she's also part of Young Money. She's friends
Yeah.
with Drake, and
Yeah,
Drake
she
is
is.
also like Jay-Z, like, hey, bruh,
No.
we're not in the same good books. Because obviously, because they claim that Jay-Z be rigging things in the
Rigging
background,
things,
the background
yes.
as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we don't know, man. What are your thoughts?
It's such a tricky one because I know at some point Megan is also involved in this. And I don't know, people feel like Nicki is practically, having this whole problem simply because of Megan.
She's spiraling.
Like
she does
Yes.
that often.
Megan is a
I think.
catalyst now,
No, yeah. What's up with Megan though? Like, what did she do?
Honestly, it's because they've been coming at each other over the years. I don't remember what created the fallout between them, honestly, but they've been diss track after diss track that has been happening. I mean, Nicki did
That's
Bigfoot,
why. That's why.
Megan did his. There's just been a back and forth, and Megan is under Rock Nation.
Yeah, so what happened was there was this cameraman that's actually suing Megan Thee Stallion, saying that she forced him to watch her do the nasty.
Yeah.
And he's
Or
like,
watch Netflix.
He's like, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to have to watch you doing
Hey
that.
guys, Megan comes across to me as a gangster because the things that they just come out from her, it's like it's so like gangster like,
Yeah.
So the judge decided to not dismiss the cameraman's lawsuit, and Nicki Minaj celebrated.
Yeah, she did. I saw that. Yeah.
Oh, you see, Nicki's she's got stories that she needs to tell us. She's not telling us what's really going on with the Rock Nation and Jay-Z and them.
In Megan Thee Stallion's diss track Hiss, she referenced Megan's Law.
Yeah.
Right? So Nicki went and quoted the scripture saying vengeance is the Lord's law. Because when Hiss came out, everyone was like, yo, that Megan's Law bar is crazy. What's Nicki Minaj gonna say in response to that? So now this is Nicki's response eventually.
That, I'd look at what you did. What did you say about that law again?
It's funny.
Man.
I checked one of her tweets and the first comment was like, your husband's got a weird case. Why is he around?
It's always like that.
Quoting Kendrick Lamar. They're not like us.
Yeah, they're not like us. Yeah.
Yeah, your husband's got a weird case.
But you see where it's coming from. You see where the beef, how it inherits.
It is.
It just
has layers.
inherits. It's like it's one group. It's like one group of people are just beefing with the other group of people. So you need to pick your side, and then you start beefing with the other one. I guess that's what happens there. I don't know. But yeah, man. But let me hear your thoughts on the Bogart Radio app. Also head over to the Bogart Morning Tab, and let's hear what your thoughts are on all this that's happening in the entertainment industry. So we're just having a discussion of Stereotype Olympics. I love how you put it. Stereotype Olympics, which is just hilarious. Who gets hit the hardest?
It's an extreme sport, I think.
Roberto's off the top of his head. It was like Nigerian.
One time.
Nigerian.
Constantly. And they're not catching strays, or are they?
No, sometimes they do. I think those that aren't Nigerians and look Nigerian catch the strays.
Like catching the
I'm
strays.
speaking this from a place of experience.
Yeah.
Because they'll look at me like, Chief, you are not Niger. You're not one of
like,
them.
no,
and the
I'm
minute
not.
I walk in, I'm like, Chief.
Personally, first of all, okay, I got two things with that one. Me, I can't tell apart. Like literally, this is Nigeria because I've traveled so many, and trust me, on African continent, I think we all look the same. To be honest, that's how I've lost sight of that. Maybe some people have gifts; they can tell. Just from looking at one black person and say, hey, you are not American, you are Nigerian, or you are not Kenyan, you are Zimbabwean. I can't tell the difference anymore because you can't tell the difference. And the second of all, I mean, you must raise your flag. If you're Nigerian and you know that there's certain traits that goes with Nigerian, you are Nigerian. But that's like saying taking away, actually taking away your culture, like the accent. Like we're gonna like, oh snap, you Nigerian. It's like taking away kung fu from Chinese people. It's not stereotype. You know how to do kung fu. It came from you. That's your heritage.
That's
you
your heritage.
do that.
It's not a stereotype anymore.
If the Nigerians listen, they should raise their flag high in what they do,
but
whether it's bad or good. I just want to say bad or good, and we know all the bad.
Thank God you said that.
I'm getting there. You know what I'm saying?
Very important.
Raise your flag. That's what your people. They did that. Own it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna raise my flag high, whether it's bad or good. Because I can't just raise the flag when it's good only. No, that's like ignoring being normal. I don't know.
No. You know what I think? I think for certain African nations, the stereotype is always on the negative side of things. Of course, alluding to Nigeria, I'd like to include Nigerians, possibly Zimbabweans and Malawans. The stereotype towards those nationalities are always on the negative side. Are they coming in as a drug lord? Are they coming in as a thief? Are they coming in as a smuggler? There's always negative connotations to those nations, and it's never Malawi did this, Malawi found gold, it's never something positive that comes out of these countries. Always you're here taking our jobs, you're taking our women. So there's always negative connotations. But
and there's this thing of saying Nigerians are taking. What are they doing? Are they winning? Like what are they doing to take on women? I mean,
it's money.
They must be winning.
I was watching a podcast yesterday, and one of these influencers was asked, "What do you bring to the table?" And he listed a couple of things: jokes, humor, and what. At the end of that, I asked him, Chief, where's the money? You're not bringing the money to the table, and that's
important.
That's exactly where the stereotype of the Nigerians come in. I think more than anything, the negative connotations to them is the fact that they have so much access to money. They have free access to money, and that money sometimes get used for the wrong things, get used to lure the wrong people, and when people are lured in, it's not thinking but why does your money have so much power? Why can't my money do that? But your money can't go as far as that person's money can go. So don't have those kind of arguments. If you see a Nigerian pulling a 10, don't argue with that person, because you don't have the money that will pull a 10 as well. So I think that's where the stereotype comes in from. Now it turns into jealousy as opposed to a stereotype.
If you didn't have money, this 10 will be mine.
100%. You're in the
but
way.
Right now, I'm getting a 5.
Not a 5.
Oh, 2. Oh, you mean a 2?
Dealing with
they
the
get a 2.
Cost. No, not a. You can get an 8, man. Not a 5. Come on.
Words can go so long, guys. I don't want to.
They can go so far. No,
they can
man.
Go so
they
far,
can.
but,
they really can.
You know, if they look at the bag now, like, where's the bag at? But, you know, it goes both ways, you know. People say that, okay, you know what? What are the stereotypes of Zimbabweans? Let's just go there, because here also Zimbabweans are taking people's women and stuff.
Is it?
And I feel like it's incredible. Like, what are you? Because Zimbabwe, they don't have money like Nigeria.
No, the stereotype of Zimbabwe that I've even seen online is that they just have like a huge fight against deodorant. That's
I've seen that one.
The biggest ones that
well.
everyone.
But you know what the thing is? You know what these stereotypes are? It might be another. It might be another nation, but because we're overly surrounded by the common nations. Whenever something goes wrong, we say, it's a Zimbabwean.
It's a Zimbabwean.
It's a Nigerian that did it. No, it's a Malawian. And those are the negative connotations that we put onto these nations.
Yes,
but I mean, you can't fight it, because over the years they've built up this reputation of doing negative things. So whenever something happens, I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, hey, that guy was actually Congolese, but it's okay, we'll call him Nigerian.
But let's bring it home. Like, when it comes to the stereotypes at home, what are they? Because I know that Xhosa women are constantly Zulu men is
Xhosa
women. What else is there?
Xhosa women.
Xhosa women is it's man, you know.
Yeah, Xhosa women it's money.
Zulu men is what?
And Xhosa men it's lies. That all they do is lie.
Hey, what a combo!
All they do is lie.
Yeah, what a combo! Hey.
What a stereotype!
Wow.
Yeah.
And then there's vendor man. What's vendor man? Because they're also somewhere up there.
What was the stereotype with the vendor men?
They're gifted.
Oh, they gifted.
Yeah,
they have 3 legs. Okay.
Yeah, I've met quite a few vendor. I have quite a few vendor friends, but that gift, I don't think it's synonymous or even. That's
wow. Okay, I see.
And then it's Pedi men, bomme. So they need to consult with their mothers for everything.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, everything is they call bomme because meaning that before
bomme.
he even gives you 5 rand, he needs to tell his mom first.
Sure.
Guys, petty man, you need to stand up and talk.
Yeah. And then obviously the Zulu stereotype.
Yeah, the Zulu. That's why I'm asking. What are the Zulu stereotypes?
No, the Zulu stereotypes are actually not as
taxi drivers.
Taxi drivers.
As soon as you see a taxi driver, just immediately think this guy is Zulu.
Or that they're violent.
Anti-English.
Anti-English. Yeah.
Very anti-English.
Very anti-English. It's Tembu. They want many wives.
Yeah. No, but that's that thing.
You know,
they should raise their flag high. And they raise their flag high, those guys.
They do.
You see, now those are the true people that stand by what they do, which is good. Right. Which is good. They stand by what they do. And then, but the quiet ones, the Tswana people, we never hear anything from them. What's going on?
They're allowed. Tswana people. Tswana people are loud, bro. Yo, trust me, I'm surrounded by them. Why? The left, right, and the center. Tswana people are loud. Wow. And one thing about Tswana people is they are very stubborn in their way, stubborn in their thoughts. Once a Tswana or Pedi man decides this is it, that's how it's going to go. That's what I'm dealing with right now with the father of a daughter.
Oh.
And he's made a decision. That decision, I have to fight it. Pedi and Tswana men are possibly the most stubborn men in the country. Yeah. But also it comes in within the culture. Respect for the culture and how they run things. They don't just want you to come in as an outsider, start running, start dominating and saying, no, move this table here. No, they do things the way the culture has been done, the way the forefathers did it, and they will continue with that. I don't think nothing's going to change as far as Pedi and Tswana men are concerned.
Yeah. But then when do stereotypes now go too far? Where now it's like, okay, guys, that's a bit too racial, or that is, below the belt or prejudice, and it's no longer a haha, it's no longer a joke.
I think the Chinese thing Ronny mentioned, this thing where all Chinese people or Asian people are the same, are the same in appearance, are the same in behavior. I think it's become a concern. I think it's become a global concern. Where
no, but why does it have to be? You see, once again, it becomes, if it's Asian, like I said, I'm African, and I don't see even the Africans that are in America, the black people, I see them as the same. I don't see that as well. So I don't know. So it's the same thing. So why can't the Asians also? Why do they take offense, or they're not the ones taking offense?
Sometimes there are, but also there is a big difference between the Asians, Malaysians, Japanese, especially
South Korean, Chinese people. But that's why I say kung fu specifically with China. You see, because the Chinese people, because that's their heritage. They invented it. You know, we're not gonna like beat around the bush with that. But them looking the same. Yeah, from someone outside, I'm sure there's another Ronny in Asia who's Asian who also say, but I can't see the South Korean and the Chinese.
Not another you in Asian.
Yeah, right. I'm unique. Okay.
I think it's more also on our colored people.
I was going to go there,
where we are constantly now making sure that there's always a connotation we're linked to them.
Smiling on the side, thinking,
it is. You understand? Because I feel like that's where we do take it a tidbit too far, because it's like steercom, like clearly this person has a knife, and at some point I can't have a decent argument with you because you will take out a knife and stab me.
Like, listen, guys. I was almost married to a colored family, so trust me, even then they say, hey, like this one looks like it's got a knife. themselves
they say that.
It's not even us.
It's not even us.
It's not even us.
I wonder where's the line, because sometimes it's just a haha, it's just a joke, it's just, because we are a diverse country, guys, we're a rainbow nation. There's a lot of that, and we touched on this even during the week. We were like, there's a lot of sensitivity, as society is growing, there's so much sensitivity. You need to be so careful with the things you say, especially now. It's crazy, because back then I don't know if we had to be as careful as we are now, because now we're so knowledgeable, so anyone can easily be like, oh, but that was racial, oh, but that was prejudice, oh, but then so it's a very tricky one. But I guess we need to be aware and keep learning. And keep learning, because some can be harmful, I must say.
No, some can be harmful in the wrong way.
Yeah.
But you can't tell the comedians then in the whole world, because that's what they're based on, and there's the reason why they do that. But anyways, when we come back, we're going to dissect on that one as well, man. Let us know if you want to join the conversation right here on the Bogart Morning app.
Top of the morning from the sports desk. Let me give you a quick insight as far as sporting headlines are concerned. Of course, starting off with news coming out in England as far as Wimbledon is concerned. Of course, despite a slow start, the Storyman prevailed with a 6-7, 6-2, 7-5, 6-4 victory. That's of course referring to Novak Djokovic to secure a place in Wimbledon semi-final for the 14th time, surpassing Roger Federer's previous mark, and of course at the All England club. The 38-year-old Novak Djokovic, who's now playing his first major since undergoing his knee surgery just weeks before the tournament, was made to work for his win by 22nd seed Koboli, of course, who played fearless in the court, in the center court rather. Koboli, of course, who's currently 22 years old. Yeah, I can do the maths. 22 and 38. Yeah, quite a gap in terms of sport participation, but of course the hunger and the passion is still there, and that's what keeps Novak Djokovic going. Of course, Koboli showed early composure beyond his years. Of course, clawing back from a 3-5 in the opening set, and taking it into tie break with a series of powerful winners, and electrified the crowd. For a brief moment, of course, there was an upset that seemed quite possible, but of course Novak Djokovic, however, responded with the clinical precision. He of course raced through the second set, and began to expose the inconsistency in Koboli's game. Of course, turning the point came in late in the third set, when Novak Djokovic capitalized on a flurry of errors to secure a decisive break on 6-5. Next for Novak Djokovic rather, he faces top seed Yannick Sinner in what promises to be a marquee semi-final. Of course, the winner of that encounter will face other defending champion Carlos Alcaraz Jr. or of course American number 1 Taylor Fritz in the final. As the tournament heads into its closing stages, Novak Djokovic remains firmly in the hunt for not only a Wimbledon trophy but also for tennis immortality. There's a big game between himself and Carlos Alcaraz that's going to take place in the semi-finals. That's going to be a humdinger of an encounter. Speaking about humdingers of encounters, the FIFA Club World Cup 2025 comes to a head, ahead in the business end, of course, as Chelsea and Paris Saint-Germain square off for the World Championship status on the line. The Blues haven't had the easiest ride to the Club World Cup final, having secured one of the first shocks of the tournament with the 3-1 group stage loss to Flamengo before, of course, seeing off the last 16 tie with Benfica, which was marred by 2-hour weather delay. They've also managed to battle through overcoming Brazilian demons to beat Palmeiras before, of course, João Pedro's brace gave them a win, of course, to secure the spot into the final. Enzo Maresca's side will, of course, now face European giants. Paris Saint-Germain, of course, thrashed Real Madrid during the course of the week with a 4-0 drubbing. That of course came in to install the spot into the final. Not to shift too far away from football, it seems to be a week of goodbyes. Of course, during this week, as is confirmed, as Real Madrid, the game between Real Madrid and Paris Saint-Germain, that was also Luka Modric's last game with Real Madrid. As things stand, he's the most decorated player in Los Blancos colours, and it's going to be quite sad to see him not part of that Real Madrid side. Continuing with our football news, Banyana are back in action this evening. Of course, they started off the tournament, the WAFCON tournament, with a 2-0 victory over Ghana during the course of the week. And of course, they now shift their attention to Tanzania this evening. And of course, a win tonight will ensure that they move over to the next round of the tournament and possibly a great opportunity to defend their title. Speaking about our week of goodbyes, after 20 years at the helm, Chris Horner has now been sacked by Red Bull's F1 team principal, or rather as Red Bull's F1 team principal. It comes amid a huge season of turmoil for Red Bull, as it looks like Max Verstappen is to miss out on a world championship for the first time since 2020. As of course he and the Red Bull drivers seem to be languishing at the bottom, and it seems to be languishing behind the McLaren team. Horner, of course, will go down as one of the greatest team principals of all time. He was, of course, the longest-serving F1 principal, and was in charge of 6 consecutive world championships, as well as the 8 drivers championship, which of course was won 4 by Sebastian Vettel and 4 by Max Verstappen. The season, of course, has been shambolic for Red Bull, as Horner was heavily criticized for his treatment of youngster Liam Lawson. Of course, he introduced Liam Lawson, but during Liam Lawson's tenure as a Red Bull driver, he did not do as well. And of course, I was heavily criticized by Horner, so much so he was expelled from the team and shifted down to the Red Bull junior team. Alongside with that, Horner also had some sexual harassment issues thrown out to his side, and so much so that he's still set to return in court next year, January. So there's a lot that's been lingering around. There's a dark cloud that's been lingering around him, and of course, as far as Red Bull's concerned, they figured, hey, it's possibly the right time to make the right decision to get rid of Horner before things get sour for us. So that's pretty much our Horner leaving it, and it almost confirms that Max Verstappen might just consider that Mercedes contract, which might come next year. We'll see what Toto has up under his sleeves. And then finally, on to some rugby news. There's no doubt that this is said to be one of the greatest weekend for rugby fans, as there seems to be plenty of rugby entertaining action this weekend. Of course, there's several matches that are set to kick off on Super Saturday. Amongst the standoff fixtures, there's one to look out for is the Springboks, who of course take on Italy for a second time, and they'll be looking to put on a much improved performance after last weekend's victory. Meanwhile, Ireland swing into action against Portugal, while of course Wales will be more than desperate to end the 18th test losing streak when they faced off against Japan. Just quick insight as far as those rugby fixtures are concerned. Fiji take on Scotland at Saturday with the 5 a.m. kickoff. Japan take on Wales with the 7:50 or rather 10 to 8 kickoff, and then New Zealand will lock horns against France with a 9 a.m. kickoff, and then the big one Saturday afternoon, Springboks lock horns against Italy, crunch game at around 10 past 5 rather, and then Portugal and Ireland will wrap up the festivities as far as rugby is concerned, and with 8 p.m. kickoff. And Argentina and England would possibly be the game of the weekend with a 10 o'clock kickoff. That's pretty much my insight for this morning. Until Monday, that's enough said.
So earlier on, we were speaking about obviously the superhero Batman Guanans, and
that's what you're calling him?
Yeah, he's Batman. He's our Batman. Batman. He's here to save us.
At this point, you should be referring to him as Harvey Dent. because maybe it's not so much.
I thought of that
because he's become public enemy number one. There's a hit on his head, so much so that there's a petition, a national petition to protect him, corners, because now they think his life is on threat.
It is.
Oh, it is.
Thinking,
those mafias are sitting there at home thinking, now you closed our doors like this. This guy. Why couldn't you just stay in KZN and just be quiet? Now you must run your mouth, national television. Yep. Now our business must hit a halt. Who do you think you are, Chief? We'll show you.
It's funny enough, whistleblowers, they always get the heat.
Always.
Yeah.
And now there's always this thing of saying we need to protect them, but they end up never protecting them.
Yeah.
But Mkwanas is like, guys, they can come.
He's the chief of protection himself. I'm sure literally as you go inside, you're
yeah, man. And speaking about also whistleblowers, man, and I think I have to say this because yesterday we were at the extraordinary meeting for Samro, and there were whistleblowers there as well, man. About millions are missing as well, and it's obviously the big corporations that took them, like Universal, Sony. I want to say because, and then there was a lady, her name is Mpo also. She also, she was a whistleblower. She's the one who took all the evidence to the police and everything else. And in that meeting, the main agenda, after she said what she said, which the CEO couldn't even say, everybody was just like, guys, first this lady needs protection. And those are the key points that just follow. Everybody who started a key point was saying, but first of all, we just need to make, because obviously those organizations or the people who represent those organizations, they're also there. So every time they stand up like, chairman, the main concern now is to protect her. Obviously there are other whistleblowers behind, but she's the one who came up and gathered all the evidence and stuff like that. But yeah,
but guys, the saying, the love of money. The love of money is the roots to all evil. So much so that we've gone as far as ignoring the oath that you sign, or the oath that you abide to, just for the sake of personal enrichment. So what does that mean for the rest of the country? I mean, you're sitting there, you think, okay, these guys are in government, they've taken oath in front of the government, they put their hand on the Bible, be it may. But now here you are, 1 week within your department, you're already thieving, you're already lying. So now the rest of us are sitting on the outside thinking, but Chief, you took an oath. What are the repercussions of you going against that oath? What happens? What are the consequences if you don't abide by that oath? Because I mean, we can't just let it slide and be like, oh no, nothing happened. You've committed your responsibility, accountability, everything on oath, and then a couple of months later, here you are in fraudulent activities. Exactly. So how easy is it for officials in government departments to get away with this, to get away with it? Because I think an oath is literally just what is the point of?
It's just performative now. No? Now it's just for performance, just to get it out the way, because clearly this is something that they have been getting away with for the longest time, and that's why it's so easy for them to just oath today and then next week you're just doing your own thing.
I think there should be repercussions. There should be some jail
time.
There should be
there is.
There is supposed to be. Yeah. You're practically going against the law. There is supposed to be justice for such things, but they truly never is at times. The percentage is not as
Remember
big.
A couple of weeks ago I was telling you about Kolani, the drug bust guys, does it on TV and everything else. So I saw a clip that also arose, because as I was watching it, I was telling the other people I was watching it, like, this guy is all an act. He hasn't busted the real ones. Because the real ones, he will never get there. Then they were like, no, he busted the kingpins. Then he came out also with another video saying, you know what, guys, there's a drug bust that we did, one of the highest kingpins in KZN. And he was told that the police that he was with, because he has to have the backup of the SAP, it was like they were called and told them, like, look, Chief, back off, stand down, and you can't continue. Then from a higher ranking officer. So they were like, and he was like, guys, we've got the guy. He's right here.
Let's arrest him.
The guys were like, we don't want to lose our jobs.
You know what it takes me back to. So there were two incidences that I think we might have ignored or swept under the rug. Remember, there was in Limpopo, there was a military army that was being constructed, that was put together.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that was swept under the rug. And at that time, do you know who was the Minister of Police at that time? Senzo himself. Before that, Tiger, the illegal miners. Tiger was arrested. He was the kingpin of the illegal of the Zamas. Tiger was in police custody. A day later, Tiger was not in prison. He left. You know who was the minister at that time? that's Senzo. Those are things that were swept under the rug. We ignored. Life went on. But now Mkonazi's realized, chief, we can't go on like this. It's not going to happen in this country. Fair enough. You out here pushing Operation Chanela. Operation Chanela, personally for me, I feel like it's a smokes and mirrors. It's just to say, listen, this is my mandate as a police minister. I am doing it, but don't worry about what I'm doing in the background, because I'm distracting you guys with Operation Chanela. Operation Chanela, it does what it needs to do, but it doesn't get down to the crust of the criminals. There are bigger criminals in Operation Chanela. You can't just stop me on the road because I'm going to City Deep and think, chief.
And funny enough, you keep doing the Operation Chanela. That means you're not heading to the cause of
the core.
And we know what the core matters are.
For all we know, you're supporting it. We don't know in the background, so that you can keep doing the operation.
So much. I don't know. This is called a political story, because just a couple of weeks ago, the DA was in the limelight for misconduct in the GNU, and now it comes out just 2 weeks later that more members of the ANC are in misconduct. So now we're thinking, but now you guys are pointing fingers at DA. Now look at you guys within your own house. You can't clean up your bathroom. Things there are feces all over the place in your own house.
Comrades was with comrades.
But let's find out what Mr. Cupcake was saying. So I think Sunday 7 p.m. he's on my fellow South Africans.
Oh, nice.
We'll possibly get a resolution. I'm 100%. I can almost say 75% that Senzo will not keep his job because of the political pressure that Cyril Ramaphosa is under. Also considering what he had to do with the DA. The DA have literally taken this and said, this is what we were waiting for. Now we can point fingers and say, you guys have done something wrong, and it's something wrong within the safety of South Africa. Considering South Africa is possibly one of the most dangerous countries in the world, and you have a police minister who's involved in cartel and other activities when he's meant to be protecting the citizens. That's a big concern. And I think Cyril Ramaphosa has it on his head to literally expel him, and to what other people are suggesting that like he's done previously, he might just move him to another department and put somebody else in that department. But realistically, I think for the sake of South Africans, for the sake of our political movement and correction, I think it's better to just expel him and to put somebody else in that position. So we don't have this negativity in the air, because it's going to do a bad publicity for the country.
No, it's very bad. I hope it's not save and replace. It makes sense for him to be expelled.
No. You can't replace somebody who's also implicated, because remember the organization. So you can't bring someone from this another organization that he's also running. So that has to be looked under. Definitely have to be looked under. But anyways, when we come back, we're gonna cover out some stories also in the sports world, just to get
Semenya.
Yeah, it's Castor.
She's rich now, Baba.
Yeah, man.
As we head up to the end of the show, just give you this insight coming out of the sport fraternity. Good news for Caster Semenya, of course, who has scored a major legal victory, not only for herself, but also for every single athlete who's been forced to choose between either the career and their body. Of course, the European Court of Human Rights has ruled that the South African government and the sports bodies failed her by not protecting her basic rights to fair legal process.
Sure.
It's always the fraternities, it's always the associations that fail to understand what's going on and how to fix things within our athletes.
Then they go to court.
Yeah, I mean, here you have Caster Semenya. She hasn't. There's been two Olympics that have passed that she hasn't been able to participate.
Oh yeah. But isn't didn't we discuss that her age has already passed now?
Yeah, definitely.
She can't go back.
I think she's definitely in retirement stage, and luckily for her sake, she came out victorious. I think she was awarded 1.6 million rand, if I'm not mistaken.
I thought you saying dollars. I'm like, yeah.
I would like to be mistaken. Somebody must say it's dollars. I hope it's dollars for her sake.
You know what?
She was gonna be safe, soft life.
Very soft life. But of course, in case you forgot how deep this runs, of course, Caster Semenya hasn't been able to compete in her 800-meter event for years because the DSD regulations, of course, our rules from the World Athletics basically say that if your natural testosterone levels are too high, you have to take hormone suppressing meds to compete, which I think is really unfair, because over the course of the previous Olympics, we had seen issues where there was a transgender athlete competing against women athletes. There were in yesteryears, I think in the early 90s and 80s, there were women that had higher levels of testosterone. Till today, those ladies have kept their gold medals. They've kept the medals that they've won. They've never been suspended. They've never been questioned about the levels of testosterone. They've never been questioned about anything.
What?
Only now when Caster comes in, now it's a case of she's South African. Let's put in a limelight. Let's put some sense of embarrassment to her.
Yeah.
It's been so embarrassing for her that her career has literally hit a halt.
It was very stagnant.
We sang the loudest songs about Semenya in for a long time, and we literally we forgot about it. She became
we forgot.
She became a lawyer. She spent most of her time in courts and she did on the tracks.
Fighting.
You know,
but I don't think it was fair how they treated her, because I don't get it. But if you're born that way and you just got a high testosterone, isn't it like talent? Like
it is. It's not cheating. It's not cheating. She's allowed.
You didn't take any extra medication or to boost nothing. You are just that.
So much so she went on to say, so of course she had refused to take these tablets that of course will reduce her levels. So she said she was born this way. She's not cheating, and of course she shouldn't have to be medically alter herself to be able to be on track. And that was an argument saying, why must I change my ways if this is how I was born? I can't go back and change where I came, how the womb, how I came out the womb. It's not my fault.
You're a human being, and human beings are supposed to compete in this thing, and there you are. Now you're telling because you are too much, you can't compete. Now, guys. So what? They wanted her to go compete with the man.
So what the court actually said is they found that Switzerland violated her right to a fair hearing under Article 6 of the European Convention of Human Rights. Basically, the Swiss court didn't go hard enough in reviewing the decision against her, even though it involved massive issues like bodily and anatomy and discrimination. So they pretty much ignored all of that. They're just looking on the athletic side of things, not considering the human side of things. And that's where the court of arbitration had a problem with it, thinking this is a human being. It's a human being that needs to sustain herself with a career, that needs to sustain her family with finances. And the fact that you guys are keeping her in court, you are preventing her from doing what she's meant to be doing, which is her talent, which is running the 800
and
meter.
Who's going to pay her?
Who's going to pay her? Of course, ASA Athletics South Africa was not contributing a lot to. Of course, a lot of the money that she was using to survive came off sponsorship, came off endorsement that she had already had. Remember, a lot of the sponsors she had didn't drop her because they believed in who she was. They believed in her attaining her to social levels.
Exactly,
so they supported her. They supported her financially, possibly paying her rent, possibly paying whatever payments she needed to sort out at that time. But of course, we need to remember that at that time she was up and down in courts, not the courts just in South Africa. She had to go overseas, and that's money.
Tickets, planes.
Going to Switzerland is not just you can't just wake
since 2019. This has been happening.
This federation is in Switzerland, right? It's Olympics, right?
Sure.
They're paying in what's Switzerland's currency?
Swiss dollar.
Swiss dollar, Swiss dollar. They must pay that amount in those millions.
One Swiss dollar will set you up for the rest of your life, Chief. Don't do that.
Hey, the Swiss dollar.
But of
then
course,
she just opens an account there, keep the money there. Oh my goodness. But anyways, I'm glad that she won.
Yeah, very, very good. The ruling, of course, was 15 to 2
got the Franco,
in her favor. Imagine that, 15 to 2 in her favor. So for all this time, they knew that she was right, but it just took all these court meetings, all these. But of course, she's getting about 1.6 million rand, as mentioned, to cover her legal costs, not damages. She didn't even ask for that.
I'm very against the hair being paid in rand.
She must ask for the damages.
Damage
reputation, damage to career, damage
dignity,
everything.
She must take it there, and she will win.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but I'm very upset they're paying in rands because that's too little. That's very little. Because those past years that she hasn't been doing anything.
The buying power now of 1.6 million and back then is not the same. So they must give her more.
They must keep paying Franco. By the way, it's called Franco. That's the Swiss
in Franco.
Yeah, Francos, man. We need that money in Francos, man.
Shame, man.
We ain't playing around, man.
Well, I mean, like you mentioned now, her age does not allow her to compete anymore. And she's pretty much at the end of her career. What's going to happen? She'll most likely go into coaching or something in athletics. But I can see that she'll probably be compensated by ASA, considering that she had the favor of the votes with 15 to 2. So things are really going to work on her side. Hopefully she can. That's too much hope. I was saying she could probably give us one more 800 meter race, but
we got faith.
That would be nice. That would be a fire comeback, and then she wins, and then she takes a goal. That would be fire.
But now shout out to her and her law team for of course pursuing this and insisting that who she is who she's going to be for the rest of her life.
All right, cool, man. So we're going to be heading over to our new shop in Westgate. So we're going to be having a Bogart Man VIP experience there. Please do show up in numbers there. We're going to have some celebrities. We're going to have some DJs, some incredible DJs as well. It's going to be a whole hood, man. You should definitely come and experience the Bogart VIP experience, and also have some new clothes that we got also on into the shop. It's winter.
Yes, sir.
Incredible jackets, incredible tracksuits that are also there. So the new collections, you definitely want to come check it out, man.